great to begin the second part of this conference. And the first speaker now will be Agbolade. Agbolade, I propose that you and I will do it also, and also Ilya, to stop the camera because of the connection, who sometimes is not the best one. Yes, so we have more chance that it is going good. Yeah, if it is not perfect, we will see and we will record it for later. So, Agbolade, the floor is yours.
Hey, yes, hi, good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I'd like to say a very big thank you to the International Longevity Alliance and the elite for this opportunity to present on application of AI and big data on healthy longevity in Africa and data ethics oversight. So my name is Agbolade Omowole, and I'm the Executive Director of Longevity in Nigeria. A little bit of introduction. About 6 years ago, I was curious about why the average life expectancy in Nigeria was very low. And that was what really got me into communities that are promoting healthy longevity. And since then, I have organized many seminars in Nigeria once every year, to create awareness on the need for healthy longevity. A little history. I'm a Nigerian, obviously from my name and what we do in Nigeria. And I've only been to 4 African countries. And I'm saying that because I'm supposed to talk about AI and big data in Africa. So I'll be talking based on what I know about Africa, based on what I've seen in 4 different African countries. And also, I'd like to talk a little bit about my observation growing up in Nigeria, using the music industry as an example. Many years ago, I think 15 years ago, while growing up, we listened to foreign musicians. We listened to people in the US and all of that. But about 5 years ago, the narrative changed and the Nigerians began to listen to Nigerian artists, Nigerian musicians. And even recently, a Nigerian musician won the Grammy Award, So, and then I also saw a similar trend in the tech industry. And for instance, if you know anything about Paystack or Flutterwave, these are fintech companies in Nigeria that have made international headway. For instance, Stripe acquired Paystack recently, this year, for $200 million, while Flutterwave has a valuation of more than $1 billion. Now, I'm saying all of that to say this, that the Nigerian tech industry has come of age. And then from what I'm seeing, I believe that 10 years from now, we could probably have a unicorn AI and big data company with valuation of more than $1 billion. And that is just based on history, what I've seen with the music industry and what I've seen with the fintech. And I'm thinking that that's also going to happen to the application of AI and big data, both in application to healthy longevity and all other things related to tech. So what are the challenges of AI and big data in healthcare in Nigeria? Those are not far-fetched. We have issues with inadequate funding for research. Our universities in Nigeria and Africa probably do not have enough funding to build state-of-the-art facilities for labs. And another very obvious problem is that of lack of sufficient government support. Also, we have inadequate human and technical capital. For instance,
Agbolade, I'm interrupt you once again to say that at the moment we only see your first slide. There is no change in the slides. I don't know if it is voluntary or not, but just for information.
Oh, okay. Let me share my screen. Let me stop and share again. Let me share my screen again. So are you seeing another screen, please?
Yes, now we are seeing the slight challenge of AI and big data with robot on the right side.
Okay, good. Yeah, so that's where I am now. So there's a problem of inadequate human and technical capital. For instance, I know that in Nigeria, for instance, we do not have a lot of people who are experts in data science or in artificial intelligence. We just have a few persons here and there who have lots of expertise on that, like the developed world where AI and big data are very commonplace. And one of the issues also with our hospitals in Nigeria is some of them still use manual record management systems, some. And then we do not have lots of digital data that could pass to an algorithm to analyze and provide some results. And then the last challenge that I've listed here is poor maintenance of healthcare system and infrastructure in Nigeria and in Africa. So I'm thinking about the opportunities. And my first thought is that some of the problems that we have in the application of AI and big data to healthy longevity and public health, for instance, in Africa and in Nigeria could also be a springboard for lots of opportunities. Now, according to research, it is believed that with over 1 billion people in Africa, that Africa is positioned to surmount healthcare challenges, especially the ones related to child health, infectious and non-communicable disease using AI. And that's very, very important. And we are already seeing some of these things. Because of time, I won't be able to go on details about how Nigeria and Africa are already leveraging AI to solve some of the problems related to child health. So prospect of AI in Africa. So here I list just 3 application areas of AI and big data in Nigeria and Africa. And the first that I know very well is chatbots. So I know about 20 different companies who use chatbots that are based on AI for medical diagnosis. And there are a whole lot of them, but I know at least 20 already who are doing that. And I believe that more will spring up in the future. One area that's also a big challenge in Nigeria, especially, is fake drugs. I mean, and that's very pathetic. That's very bad. Where people are not sure that they are using the right drugs. Yes, they can see the name, but they are not sure that the drugs are original and not fabricated somewhere by some people who just want to make money. So I listed that a group of 5 high school girls developed an app based on an MIT open source software to identify fake drugs in Nigeria. And then another one in 2019, Adebayo Alonge, Nigerian trade pharmacist, won the grand prize of Hello Tomorrow Global Challenge 2019 for its AI hyperspectral platform for authenticating drugs. We are not there yet. We have fake drugs in Nigeria, but these are just some very good tech solutions that are helping us in Nigeria to address that problem. Then for another area I've seen is precision medicine. And I know of a company in Nigeria, 54 Gene, that creates biobank labs in Nigeria, and are also relying on big data for precision medicine. And I also know of some other companies in countries like Kenya and South Africa who are also doing something similar to that. Now, as we begin to talk about how to apply AI and big data to healthy longevity, then we begin to think about the data itself and how to protect the data of individuals, because people want to live, people want to be free without fear that someone is collecting their data and using it for something else that they are not aware of. And one of the things to look at is protecting personally identifiable information. And those are just data that are uniquely used to identify individuals. They are unique identifiers for people, you know. And then another thing that we could look at as both practitioners and maybe decision makers, people who make policies, is policy by design, which is about integrating privacy into all parts of the development process in AI and big data. And thirdly, another important thing that we could do is differential privacy, where we get general information about the data set without exposing all the details about a single individual or person. And lastly, I want to talk about the need for data oversight. The need for data ethics oversight. And I'll be talking about just three things that we can help relate with. That's autonomy, explainability, and justice. And for autonomy, we want to be sure that people are in control of their own data, that people should be able to opt in or opt out of any research that wants to access their data. People should not be forced. People should not be manipulated to release their data. You know, they can be encouraged but not manipulated. And then the second thing to look at is explainability as we begin to develop more advanced algorithms for AI and big data. So there has to be lots of transparency in that process. Should be able to make people understand how the algorithms, how the programs, how the software, how the AI makes its decision, you know, how the data are interpreted and what the results will be used for and all of that. So that's explainability. And then the third one, which I also like, that I'm very passionate about, is justice. One of the biggest challenges we currently have is injustice in some ways in the delivery of healthcare, even in Nigeria, in the urban and in the rural areas. Access to healthcare is not the same. So as we go on in our analysis and the automation of medical records, we want to be sure that we are not increasing the injustice that already exists in the society. We want to be sure that we're carrying everybody along. We want to be sure that we're consciously considering everybody and making sure that everybody benefits from the things that we are working on. And before I conclude, I'd like to say that while a whole lot of people are very interested in gathering data for the right reasons, there could be a few persons just somewhere who have ulterior motives. For instance, you've had these people hacking into Bitcoins, cryptocurrency, people hacking into Yahoo and all of that. So as we begin to work on more big data and transparency in healthcare data and all of that, so we also have to think about the security of what we are doing. The security has to be very, very solid. So I'd like to conclude by saying that I believe that Africa is making lots of progress on the application of AI and big data in healthcare delivery compared to where we were 10 years ago. Now, the opportunities are there. People have access to lots of learning materials on YouTube. So it's easier now than ever. However, what needs to be added is to what we already have is an ethical oversight, government support, and a viable health tech ecosystem all around Africa. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you all for your time. So thank you.
Thank you, Agbolade. So here there was absolutely no problem for the sound. That's great, and that was very clear. So I reactivate the camera for you. So we have time for one or two questions, but I don't see any question at the moment. So I will take for myself the priority for the questions. For one question, at the moment in let's say sub-Saharan countries, which country do you think is the best one for citizens to access their health data and possibly later to share their health data?
I think Nigeria, because as you probably know, Nigeria is the giant of Africa. So we have the population. And then we have, I think Nigerians are really pretty much open to things that benefit them, provided it's not going to take a whole lot of money from their pockets, you know. So if it is free, so for instance, they are open to like share their data and leverage any form of technology that is available. You know, we're looking at 200 million people in Nigeria, and that's about just 1 out of every African is a Nigerian. So I think a very good and viable place to start is right here in Nigeria. And there are people like me and a few other persons who are on ground to facilitate that process and ensure that we achieve inclusion in inclusion and diversity in AI and big data, you know, on healthcare delivery. Thank you.
Didier, unmute, please. Didier.
Yes, sorry. Thank you, Agbolade. My question was also about, so you spoke about, let's say, the future, what would be, which place would be the best, and I understand that Nigeria is certainly one of the best, if not the best, for Africa. But I mean, at the moment, is there a country in Africa where people can already exchange or access easily their health data, or maybe not, but just this, that was the question.
Yeah, thank you. I think I understand now. I think South Africa has a better healthcare infrastructure in place, you know, that is open to citizens. So to your question, I think the country is already doing a lot in healthcare delivery, in leveraging AI in healthcare. I think it's South Africa, you know.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, one of the advantages for Belgian citizens is in South Africa, they speak 2 languages than many Belgian people can understand English and Afrikaans. It's not exactly Dutch, but it's very close. Thank you again, Agbolade.